Testing. Is that it? Huh? Really? That's not cool.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really this to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
The intro. All right, we're gonna do the intro again.
But I have to put her.
Sorry.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really this to me. Right. Idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard, you know, that's real tough.
But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not really this to me. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I have to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
All right, welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. It's twice as sweet the second time. Sorry about that. That is, well, that's a StreamYard issue. Shocking as ever, a StreamYard issue. And today, absolutely a crazy week again for the Summer Wells case. And when I say crazy, not always in a good way. Sometimes, you know, there were a few good things that did happen. Obviously, the district attorney speaking, the lead investigator speaking, always great to hear from people that are involved in this investigation. Now, as you can see, from the title of the show, it is named Candace is a Lost Cannon. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going, what is a lost cannon? And that will explain itself as the show starts. As we get into the show, you'll know exactly what a lost cannon is. It is it's a Candaceism, no question about it. But I've decided to name the episode that. And I put a community post up just or I think it might have been yesterday. Last night, I was just sitting there writing, thinking about the Summer Wells case. And I see nonsense. We talk about everything surrounding the case and not much about the case. We haven't talked about Summer and her disappearance, because when we boil it all down, when you strip away everything, the only person in this case that means anything is Summer. And the only people that matter in this case are the people that were involved with her going missing. That's it right there. No more, no less. That's it right there. We can all pretend that the infighting and the little dumb things that everybody wants to do and pretend that they care and act like everything is just a business transaction. Here it is. There it goes. I mean, unbelievable what is happening in this case. And daily it gets worse and worse and worse. Now, what really bothers me is the way, and that's why I harp on it, and I will continue to harp on it. What bothers me is the way that the parents act, the way that the parents choose to act. It is beyond, it is absolutely beyond me. Never seen anything like it. You'll probably never see anything like it again. These parents have lost their way. These folks have lost their way. I don't think for a second that Candace cares where Summer is. I don't think for a second that Dawn cares where Summer is. And Candace has a habit now of going on and trashing all kinds of other people. She has a habit of calling people names. She has a habit of being rude and aggressive and saying things that don't make sense. That's kind of Candace's MO. And once again, she says something that really is more about her than anybody else. As she's talking on panel the other day, somewhere, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say where she was talking on panel, but she goes on to say very odd things about whoever she's talking about. And it just can be taken as it is her talking about herself. Now, I don't know if this is a real thing. I checked Urban Dictionary and saw nothing in there that indicates that what she's about to say is a real thing. But I'm going to play it for you anyway. It doesn't have anything to do with the case other than I believe that she's talking about herself. Pay attention and tell me if you understand what she's trying to say.
He's a lost cannon.
All right. So she's speaking about somebody being a lost cannon. Now, we all know what she's trying to say. She's trying to say loose cannon. But once again, she says something wrong.
He's a lost cannon.
Lost cannon. And I remember listening to it and going, what did she just say?
He's a lost cannon.
And, you know, it's all mumbly and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, I think she just said lost cannon. A lost cannon.
He's a lost cannon.
Oh, well, that sounded a little more clear.
He's a lost cannon.
Candace Blywells, or whatever your name is, it may be past your time of when you start to drink, because you so responsibly don't start drinking until 5 o'clock because you have to drive, I guess, but you don't have anybody to drive anymore. So who knows if you're sober or not. It's called a loose cannon. And if anybody's lost in this, obviously Summer is lost. But as she talks about Summer, the person, or that she doesn't talk about Summer, the person on the other end of her live stream says, let her live her life. And she sits there and just nods. Yep. Let her live her life. Why attack her? Let her live her life. Why attack her?
He's a lost cannon.
They're all lost cannons. Let her live her life. Let her live her life. Well, I don't think so. I don't want to let her live her life. But then later on in the live panel, or whatever you call it, drunk after dark is what I call it, she goes on to say that Summer's the one that's missing. Let her live her life. Summer's missing. Summer's the one that's missing. Yep. Yes, Summer is the one that's missing. And Summer is the reason that we are here. Nothing else. Nobody else matters. The pressure needs to be ramped up even more. She's lost her way, and she's the lost cannon.
He's a lost cannon.
She is a lost cannon. And she has always been. And as I sit there and watch her chug out of her tumbler, not looking for her kid, saying when somebody else brings up Summer, her first reaction is to say, that's my baby girl. That's my baby girl. I sit back and I go, well, who are the people that matter in this case? It's not fake bounty hunters. It's not, look, it's the people that did not know Summer before Summer went missing. None of them matter. None of them, including me. I don't know Summer. I don't know exactly what was going on in that house. I get glimpses all the time. It's hard not to see the crap that goes on in that went on in that house. But I don't know why we care so much about what anybody else thinks. We have to listen to the main players. And if you listen to, I'll go ahead and bring this up here. Listen to what Hunter says to Chris McDonough on that porch 3 weeks after Summer goes missing. And it isn't a question. He didn't ask him this question. He just spews it out. Unprompted. I think the question before was, are you doing okay? And he says yes, and then answers this.
I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off that property. That's all I know.
This is a young man who spent a lot of time with those people. And Summer. I won't lump Summer into those people because those people are those people and Summer is Summer. But listen to what he says again, unprompt, and nobody asked.
I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off that property.
She did not.
That's all I know.
That's all he knows. All I know. That's all I know. Now, I know that people want to implicate the young man and say that he's more involved than people seem to think. Summer was not his child, nor his responsibility. I won't put past that kind of judgment, but I will lay that judgment at the feet of the parents. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem doing that. So then I go, well, okay, Don has given a million different statements. How many statements could Don give? Well, he gives a lot. And I will get to you. I'm sorry. I am starring your super chats and stickers and questions and new memberships. And I will get to those. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Now, I want to show you something that I found interesting in the conversation between Chris McDonough and Dawn when they had their first phone call. Listen to Dawn's theory.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
not too far away. Not too far away. Where have we heard that before?
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
close by. Close by. Lead investigator says it 3 weeks after Summer goes missing. Dawn says that to Chris McDonough. And he sounds like he's describing himself, the sicko hillbilly.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
And once again, the abduction theory makes no sense. Now, there is a channel called Can-Am Missing Project 411. A man named David Paulides, I believe is his name. This is 9 months ago, and this is his thoughts just a few weeks after Summer goes missing. He's a former police officer, and listen to what he has to say.
Now, being a policeman for a number of years, crimes don't happen on dead-end roads very often. You know why? Because there's only one way in and one way out. And people that live on dead-end roads, they keep track of who comes into their road and who doesn't. So for a suspect to come in there and steal and abduct Summer, to me, doesn't make any sense at all. Summer's case may turn out to be an abduction. I don't know. Seriously doubt it. Like I said, criminals do not like going up dead-end roads.
Criminals do not like going up dead-end roads. And then he goes, Summer's case may turn out to be an abduction. And then he goes, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. And it's an amazing channel, and the link is in the description, as well as the interview room, as we've used sound clips from both shows, and we give credit where credit is due. And thank you to both of those men for their contribution. Obviously, when you listen in hindsight and time passes, things start to stick out more and more and more. So between what Hunter says,
I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off of that property. That's all I know.
And what Dawn says,
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
is Dawn the sicko? He will see her in the resurrection. They wrote her off from day one. They wrote her off from day one and have continued that narrative ever since. Candace claims that she's driven all around looking for Summer. And the wandering off theory, I guess it is possible, folks, but here's where it really gets complicated. If she actually did wander off, and if she did leave at the time that Candace said, she wouldn't have made it very far. And it seems as though a child of that age would respond to people yelling her name. 10 minutes for a 5-year-old. 10 minutes for a 5-year-old barefoot, possibly barefoot, isn't going to go very far. Now, I always go back to Hunter being dropped off between 2 o'clock and 2:30. They report her missing at 6:30. And so what they're saying is that they planted flowers for 4 hours and that they were, first of all, I don't believe for a second that they were planting flowers, because they didn't care what that property looked like. And that's a fact. They did not care what that property looked like. So they want to say that they were planting flowers, that it took 4 hours to put away some groceries and plant flowers. There's a very slim chance, a very, very slim chance that that's true. We're dealing with liars. Summer didn't go missing, in my opinion, at 6:20. They didn't realize at 6:20 that Summer had went missing. It had to have happened somewhere between that 2:30, 3:30, 3:30, 4 o'clock time. Because if they are literally only putting groceries in the house, and planting wild flowers, and that's what they are, they're wild flowers. If that really is the case, if they really did that, is that going to take 4 hours? See, that missing time, that 2 to 2:30, 2:30 to 6:30, some reported it at 5:30, some reported it later. What happened? And how far could she be in 4 hours? See, we always go back to, well, if it was an accident, they don't want to get in trouble. People ask me all the time, Josh, why would they just not call 911? And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. People who do not like the police do not call them. That's a fact. They absolutely do not like the police. Candace even said to Allie while on the phone. And if you don't believe Allie, that's fine. But she has more to do with this case than most anybody else. Her son was with Summer and the grandmother and Candace that day. Hunter verifies that he saw Summer that day. Dawn verifies it. Candace verifies it. Grandus. Now, it will be interesting if we get to see what the boys have to say about it. It will be very interesting. But Allie is adamant that they did something with her, that nobody came up to take her off that porch. Allie would have a better understanding of that than most of us. Now, I've wrestled with the idea of, did Summer go missing on June 15th? And if she didn't go missing on June 15th, not that there's anything to indicate that she didn't. I believe that she did, but I understand if it's hard for you to believe. Allie is positive that Candace did something. And is it possible at all, and I think it is, that Candace keeps the secret to herself only, that maybe Dawn isn't even in on it? I think that's possible, but I find it highly unlikely, especially with the past of Don Wells and his creepy statements.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
those are very, very specific details. Drug her off in the woods. Some sicko in a car. I mean, is it possible that he knows? Is it possible that it is Dawn and Candace in cahoots with Grandus? Absolutely possible. But it's that 2 to 3 hours that always gets me thinking. What happened in that gap in time? Hunter says that she went missing just shortly after they dropped him off. So he thinks they had to have something to do with it.
I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off that property. That's all I know.
So let's forget the church, the Sunday school teacher. Let's forget neighbors for now. Let's forget outside players, influencers, whatever. And you boil it all down. And what you have is you have Dawn, Candace, Grandus, Summer, and the boys. Then you have Hunter. You have 6 people. 6 people hold the answers. And they're trying to tell us what happened. They can't exactly tell us what happened, but some of them are trying to tell us what happened. Leslie sits on that porch that day with Chris McDonough, and here's what she has to say.
Honestly, I think Candace done something to her because Candace was jealous of that little baby.
All right, just an opinion, but another opinion of somebody who knew Candace. Just another person who is suspicious of Candace. I mean, there's no there's no official named people of interest, which is odd. There's no official suspects, which is odd. but they're right in front of our face. 1 + 1 does equal 2, even if you ask Don. He's not too good at it.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But Candace, she doesn't care. She doesn't talk about Summer unless somebody else does. And the people that she's surrounding herself with in her life that drop off like, flies, they just land on, I don't know, a piece of crap, I guess you would consider it. And then, they die and fall off. And then she goes on to bash these people, and she implicates so many other people that aren't her.
Man, I'm not 150% of chance of anything doing with this. I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't know. I have a lot of suspicion. I have a problem with Allie, Jose, Jody Sue, Andy, Donnie. I mean, I could list a whole bunch of people.
So she even goes on to implicate Donnie, but all the major players in this twisted muck of just lies, and that's all it is. And you have to sift through these lies, and the one constant is Candace. It's always Candace. It's always going to be Candace. She's the key. And she's not talking. And she really never has. Whether it's at Dr. Phil, whether it's when Donnie was on his media blitz, his shirtless media blitz where he took a dump live. I'm sure everybody remembers that. Oh, how could you forget the good old days? There was a time at its height that this story was one of the most unbelievable things that I've ever seen, and not in a good way. And I've seen some interesting stuff, and I've seen some interesting cases, and I've met some interesting people. Amy says, still trying to get that out of my head. Thanks a lot. Yeah, sorry about that. But when you look back at it's like I said, close to 10 months now, we've lost track of who this is about. It's about Summer. But it doesn't feel like it anymore. It feels like it's about others. And on my community post, I said it's like storms that spawn off of either a hurricane or tornadoes. But you have to melt it all down, and you have to look past it and realize that there's a little girl missing. Everybody else is accounted for. Everybody else is here. Everybody else is quote unquote okay. But nobody's talking about Summer. We're talking about things that don't matter. Things that don't help this case at all. The fact of the matter is, it did not take 4 hours for them to unload groceries and plant wildflowers. And they have stretched this out into such a way that it no longer is about the little girl. It's about the people that are still alive and well. Dawn's in jail. Candace is a lost cannon.
He's a lost cannon.
In the wind. taking shots at anybody that has anything to say about her bad parenting or how she's dealing with her daughter going missing or not dealing. In my opinion, she is not dealing with it at all. And I pray to God, Candace, because I know you watch this show, that you never get your kids back. And I would normally never say that to somebody. I would encourage her. I would have encouraged her with all my heart and soul to put the work in to get better and get your children back. But the fact of the matter is, you don't deserve those children. They deserve so much more than what you gave them. And even in her disappearance, I can't imagine how chaotic little Summer's life was. She felt like an afterthought being described, and now her name booms whenever you say it. Her name will live forever in infamy. Forever. But you don't deserve her. You don't deserve the boys. The fact is that Candace is a lost canon who is selfish and doesn't care. And it kills me. She's not far. She can't be. And people are saying that she doesn't want them back or need them back. Maybe you're right. Maybe she doesn't want them back. Maybe she doesn't deserve them back. So I could give a damn less about what Candace wants or deserves. The fact is, she just doesn't need them back. She doesn't need them back. She doesn't deserve them back. She doesn't deserve anything. She doesn't deserve anything. It's hard to watch YouTube. It's hard to watch people talk about the Summer Wells case in such a careless way. I'm not going to say that I haven't veered off the path before, because I definitely have, and for that I will always apologize and be regretful and learn and move forward. But the path is straight and narrow, and it leads to Summer Wells. It's not a twisting, winding road. It is clear as day what the focus should be and what the focus isn't. And every day I do my best to try to bring balance, thoughtfulness, a careful approach. But I believe the answers are all there. I think all that they're trying to do now is trying to recover Summer. That's it. That is it. They want to find her because that will seal the deal on the case. That's it. That's all I believe that they're trying to do. Justice for Summer is That's what we all want. That's what we all crave. And like I said, I believe it's all there.
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
now, I know that there are people that do believe that Summer was sold for drugs. Other than Dawn being an incessant drug user and Candace as well, there's nothing to point to that. What exactly points to that? What? I mean, you have to have actual, tangible evidence. And that card team would have found something. They didn't. They didn't. Sold out of the area? Surely not. The card team doesn't believe so. Sold in the area? Surely not. How could she be? How could she be? I just don't see it. And I think of myself as a fairly rational human being who would love to think outside the box. But I just don't see it. I don't see it.
When my sister went missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too.
When you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope.
Lose it.
Just lose hope. And this is just a couple weeks after she goes missing. Just a couple weeks after she goes missing. What father or mother gives up hope that fast? Oh, I watched Dateline last night. Kid went missing. They never found it. So, our kid's been missing for 2 weeks. I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up because it's just too much to deal with. Sophie Gray says, I feel like she just wandered off and accidentally fell into a well or a hole. If she was reported at the time, or if she went missing at the time as reported, she wouldn't have been that far ahead. Is it possible that she fell into a well or somewhere else in 10, 15 minutes? Yeah, I guess. But you have a huge, vast search. And thank you so much for that. Kathy, thank you so much. I appreciate that as well. And always, Brent, thank you. I appreciate you as well. It's all there. I believe we're waiting for a conclusion. I think what they're just trying to do is, as they're collecting their evidence, they want to find Summer. And they're not looking for her alive. They're not. If the evidence leads them in that direction, that's where they'll look. But you can't tell me they're looking for her alive when all they do is look in the woods.
Well, at first I thought, it's got to be some sicko hillbilly druggie, drug her out in the woods or something, or somebody put her in her car and took her not too far away or whatever like that. But
why wouldn't they look in the woods when you hear stuff like that? It just doesn't make any sense that a father would say something like that. And if, I don't know, man, if it were me and I was describing one of my kids going missing to somebody and those words came out of my mouth and my voice didn't even quiver once and my voice didn't crack or my stomach get sick from saying something like that out loud, there's an issue there. What's the issue? Insensitive? Detached? Selfishness? Where's my next bottle coming from? Is it 5 o'clock yet? Can I drink because I don't have to drive anymore? Candace, the loose cannon, she's really a lost cannon, and Dawn are not sympathetic people. They're not sympathetic figures, and I don't feel bad for them. I feel bad for the children. I feel bad for what they had to endure. But with parents like this, did Summer even stand a chance? Because all we hear is lies, contrary to what Candace says.
I don't lie. I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
And as funny as it is to make fun of the things that she says, there's nothing funny about her lying about her child being missing. And she is lying. I don't know exactly about what, but she's lying. I've never seen a parent talk about a child that's missing that they believe is actually abducted. And they do believe that. Well, I don't know. That's what they say. And they say it very convincingly. She was abducted. There's nothing else that could happen. Somebody came up here and took her. There's nothing. I've never seen her once break down. And the only time I ever saw her break down was when she was being questioned by the behavioral panel at Dr. Phil. And the only reason she started crying is because she said she felt like she was being interrogated again and that she wasn't going to go all the way back. And Dawn says they're just trying to help. And she goes, well, it's not helping me. It's not helping me. Oh, poor you. I want to go home. Yeah, just like Summer wanted to. I'm sure she wanted to be home, but she's not home. She hasn't been home. It's not helping me. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if it's just not about you. It's about Summer. And you cry like a little kid when you get questioned. And let's not even forget that Rose Bly went missing a decade earlier and they haven't found her either. What a crazy thought. How does that happen? It's unheard of. And everything in this case is unheard of. And yet we still over and over and over again look to the stuff that doesn't matter. You have to understand that the people on the outside don't matter. Look at Dawn. Look at Candace. Look at Grandma. And they say that they are fully cooperating, that they don't have lawyers. And I get messages all the time saying they have court-appointed lawyers because of CPS. Well, that's a lawyer. Do you think Summer's not a part of the CPS case? Do you truly believe that? Do you think that there's no paperwork on her, that they didn't have Summer on those reports? Of course they did. Of course they did. So don't tell me that the court-appointed lawyers are for the CPS case, not Summer. It's all in one. Do you think that this doesn't have anything to do with Summer? That the boys are removed just because? Oh, it had nothing to do with Summer. No, they had their eyes on all of them. And I know that we all wish that they would have reacted faster. But the fact is, I don't care what you say. Summer is in that CPS report. Whatever it is. The lawyers are there to protect the best interest of the children, regardless of the parents. Dawn and Candace will get their own public defender when charges are officially made against them. And thank you so much for that, Crazy Mom 23. Appreciate that. And Connie Pauline, $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Patty, as always, welcome and thank you. And a new member alert, Kathy Bennett. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate that.
She tends to, when she gets drunk and high at the same time.
Yep.
She tends to think that she loses the kids, but they're out front in the yard. That's what I was thinking.
Got it.
It's all there. It's all there. We just need Summer. And again, and I'll say this again, and every time I talk about this case, I will say it. The reason that Summer isn't here is because they cannot produce Summer in the way that they need to, meaning alive. Because if they could, they would, because it could all go away, but it's not going away. And why isn't it going away? Because they know exactly what happened to her. They know exactly what happened to her. As always. It's baffling. Has anyone seen my lost cannon? It flew off like a meteor, and I'm worried for its metabolism. You got a lot of worrying going on there. Got a whole lot. And Stephanie Ann, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Janice, thank you so much as well. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for the support. Aisha, I believe that's how you pronounce it. $4.99 super sticker. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Sadly, Josh is pointing out the obvious. Summer really did get gone. Now we need to know how and the who. Grand jury. Well, the DA did say that this case will most likely go to a grand jury. And yes, I am pointing out the obvious. No doubt about it. I feel like it needs to be pointed out, unfortunately. Maria, thank you so much for that. Mississippi Girl, new member alert. Thank you so much. I'd like to slap the hell out of her. And that is far from my personality. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean by that. It's the kind of thing where you feel so enraged when you're watching Candace on a live stream somewhere with people who don't care about summer, and she's giggling and laughing and talking about fishing and whatever. It says, thank you for all you do. I wish we could all do better and help children more before it gets to this stage. Let that be her legacy. We can all do more. Agreed. I agree. Agreed. Yeah, let's take a look at that. And Susan Becker, thank you so much for that. You guys are super generous. And Lulu, one of the mods. Thank you, Josh, for always reminding us what's important and what's not. Thank you for being a voice for summer. Thank you, Lulu, and everything that you do. It is always appreciated. Susan Becker again with the 199. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bunny Blue became a YouTube member. Thank you. Thank you and welcome. Everybody welcome these new members. It's awesome. Sicko Hillbilly. Yeah, Dawn, you. That's the only truth you've told this entire time. Where is she, Dawn and Candace? We the people are mad. And Muscles and Mascara, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. And I agree with you. Tell us where she is. Just put an end to it. It would be nice to be in the old days where you could just knock the living lights out of them until they spoke. Yeah, it would be. It would be. And Kristen R., thank you so much for that super sticker. Be Botanical says they suck at life. That's an understatement because they absolutely do. And they suck at raising kids. They're just some of the most selfish individuals I've ever seen. I can't tell you every person that's here that shows up and is emotionally invested in this case. I can't tell you the amount of people that I know and have spoken with that would exchange their life for their child's life, sight unseen, no conditions, let them go, let them come home. I did this. Can we try to save my child? I don't care what happens to me. Take my heart from my chest and give it to my child if it works. Please. Absolutely. Please. And Jay, no money. Sorry about it. I just got this and it says, I never got my shout out when I became a member from my boy Josh. Jay, no money. Throw something up there and I'll definitely shout you out. I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. I hope that grand jury votes true bill after true bill after true bill after true bill. Charges to all for their deceit and lies told. Make perjury be the line, and most will sing quickly. Perjury will definitely be there. There's a lot of things that are going to go into this case, and it will be a crazy trial. And yes, I do believe that we will get there. I definitely believe that with all my heart. This is sadly a perfect example of a massive generational trauma. Let me see here. And Samantha Krugman, like I said, I'm sorry. The member for 4 months. You became a member. You've been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. I wish I could throw it up there, but for some reason it doesn't show up on my side. Candace is giving Casey Anthony a run for her money as worst mother in America. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Well, she's definitely done something that a lot of mothers can't fathom, and fathers for that matter. I don't know anybody that's been introduced to this case that goes, wow, that's normal. That's normal. You know, this is normal behavior. It's not normal behavior. It'll never be normal behavior. And I'm telling you, one day we're going to wake up and it's all going to be over. Or at least I hope so. Consider this a bribe. I want that Fender hat. I don't even play the guitar. That's the messed up part. I mean, I can a little bit. I'm not any good, but I can play it a little bit. Blue Eyes, Webster, thank you so much for that. This is like the 4th super chat I've tried to send. I'm feeling a little slower than usual tonight. Love at you, JD. Summer is what matters most. Amy, thank you so much for that. I just so appreciate it. And Peaceful Warrior became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Peaceful Warrior, for everything and for being here and becoming a member. That means a lot. My opinion, Candace has Casey Anthony beat. I mean, you know, we could go back and forth on attributes, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, make sure. And Duty Redding says, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for the people that do. And it's such a great, easy way to support. And like I said, I thank you for all the support, and I thank all of you for being here. Please, I don't need to know media news. Just bring Summer home. I contribute to her reward fund. Please bring her home. I agree. And when we say home, we don't necessarily mean that nasty hill. I hope none of the, I just hope it gets bulldozed, and that would be probably for the best. Candace has more of a forked tongue than a snake. Yeah, I did call you Duty. Sorry. I did. I'm sorry about that. So what is it, Doty? I don't know, man. I like Duty Redding better. Do you think it'll break after the CPS hearing? I just really hate putting timetables on stuff because I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we're like, I don't think we're another 10 months. I don't think that. I think that there's stuff that they know that we don't. And I think that it was kind of a, hey, everybody, we're still working here this week. I think that's what that was. In my opinion, Duty Redding. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I know. I was just is there a reward fund for Summers? Yes, it's through Civis, I believe Civis Bank. There is a reward fund that you can donate to. And that's absolutely a possibility. So for now, just charge them with the CPS case. That is something that could happen. Absolutely, they know stuff. I think they'll all get indictments on the 11th. I don't know the way that grand juries work, but yeah, CPS hearing next week. Sadly, it's not here. Let's see. Sadly, it's not uncommon for drug addicts to trafficking their children. There's many different ways that trafficking happens. A lot of the time it's not exactly, sending somebody to permanently live somewhere with predators. I mean, that's just not always, this isn't like overseas type trafficking. And I really even hate to even point it out, but it's more of a, I don't know. It's more of like a business transaction, that the kids whoever come back. It's all sick. It's really sick, to be honest with you. And I just pray that they do the right thing. I pray that they do the right thing for the first time in their life. Because it just doesn't seem like the right thing is something that they care much about. Thank you, everybody, for being here. New episode tomorrow. I will be back. Thank you for all the super chats, super stickers. Let me run through them here. Yeah, we're gonna exercise his demons at some point. Peaceful Warrior became a member. Thank you so much for that as well. And all your questions. Josh, they can't even spell. I know. Trust me. I know.
There is no investigation.
Thank you for being here. I'm your host,
Not
Joshua
really.
Diaz.
To me.
Don't say any F's and stuff. Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I had to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. It is to me. Right.
I've done my best. It's hard, it's real tough.
But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. It is to me. But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I had to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I had to put her. But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not really. It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.